Welcome to the Robina Tri Race Report, round 3 of the Queensland Tri Series. These bad boys. Cheers. It's actually Michaela's leftover coffee from a couple days ago, so I'm not drinking that. I just pretended it. But I raced there. But it's been a wild ride actually. Coming down from Noosa. It was definitely a come down. I watched a thing on Russell Brand about pleasure and pain trap, how that all works. Basically, the lady said that you tip this way to pleasure, the brain naturally tries to balance it out by introducing pains. This is such as a mental flat, a come down after a stimulus such as drugs, physical achievement, or activity, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, the science stuff isn't that important. Basically, you tilt this way too far, the body tries to tilt out, and you end up coming this way too far, and you got to come back. And it's just a big seesaw. You go up and down, and life's up and down. Life is a roller coaster. So basically, I was on a big come down from this. I just couldn't get motivated, and with all the shitstorm that's going on around in the world, it was really hard to stay positive. But we got there. I was out of my usual routine from working late nights, pumping in as much work as I can before December 17th, because I don't know how I'm going to pay rent after that. So if anyone watching this has a job and allows me to choose what I put and do not put in my body, I would greatly appreciate it. Greatly appreciate it. There we go, I'm mixing words up. This could be my job. If you need someone for that, I'm your man. I stumble my words all the time. As you'll see, this gets edited constantly to keep it clean because I just do stuff like that. Also a personal trainer, in case somehow you didn't know that as well. I'd love to help you achieve your fitness goals, and that's my reward. That was very pitchy, but that's actually why I become PT, because the whole idea behind being a PT was what would I do for work if I didn't have to work and earn any money. And I'd love to help people get the love I get out of moving my body and achieving things physically and mentally. Big on that one. Spiritually as well. There's a yoga mat behind me because yoga stuff, right? Yeah, I'm actually deep into that, so I won't go into it. We'll keep it focused on the weekend, but it was a pretty good build-up leading into the weekend. Obviously struggling with that motivation. It's hard to get up in the mornings. I slept through nearly every single alarm because I didn't actually have to be anywhere at any certain time until about midday most days for work or afternoon. So I'd just sleep in. And then I'd tell myself this was because I was heat acclimatizing for Robina, because it's always a solid hot race. Last time I raced it, I think I'd just come back from dying. I'm pretty sure last time I raced Robina was the comeback 4 weeks after actually dying and being dead for 4 minutes. And I did it right. And then the time before that, I entered the race with heat fatigue and left the race with heat stroke. So this time, I was trying to do as much as I could to not have died before it and not have heat stroke before it. I did that. So that was great. Almost. I only just got there. I almost cooked myself a little bit. So I'll lead into how I did that. So there was a lot of events on the weekend. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. If you follow me on Instagram, you definitely know what I'm talking about. First one was a budgie run. Bunch of men in our budgies. I don't have a pair of budgies. I have a pair of funky trunks, which is just really brightly colourful, leery, little tiny shorts that just cover up just enough that you can't see my butt cheeks and my front bits. Not enough that if I haven't cleanly looked after the growth that comes through that area, you might find out I'm a bear. Grr. Anyway, I decided to go do that by myself, rock up in my boardies, say g'day to a few people I knew. I think I knew about 3 people out of the 400 men that attended, and women. There were women there. They were just wearing their normal running gear because women run in almost nothing all the time. Good on them. I almost do that. My shorts are pretty short. But basically, it was a massive thing for me because I left Nippers at 10 or 11 years old because I didn't like wearing budgie smugglers, and they weren't tight, like the skin tights available to swim in, and I didn't like everyone being able to see my jump because, unfortunately, as a 10-year-old boy, I was self-conscious about the size of my penis. That was probably the same size from 10 months to 10 years. Because I hadn't hit puberty, but yet I was still self-conscious of it. That's the type of world we live in, and that's why these events are so great for people, for anyone, especially people like me, because it's a massive leap out of my comfort zone. You may not realize I'm self-conscious about my body, but what I did to deal with all that is I was like, well, can't change the size of your penis, can change the size of your biceps, can flex your muscles. So I decided to work those a bit instead. So we did the run. That was great. I did a little ride before it just to test the body out. I had actually had a bowl of oats before that as well. Did my ride, had a Cliff Bar, went to the run. Unlike most people, I didn't fast for the event, so I was a little bit bloated. But I don't care because I've still got a six-pack when I'm bloated because I work hard and I eat well and I eat a lot and I don't really care what you think. It's kind of how I deal with wearing budgie smugglers or funky trunks or a skin-tight suit while running and exercising for multiple hours a day. I simply don't care. I couldn't be bothered. I don't have enough time and energy to deal into that. I'd rather water these plants. And I still don't do that. Michaela does it all. Shout out to Michaela for looking after and pretty much holding my life together for the last... Who knows? Who knows? We pretty much, after we met, I had a quarter-life crisis maybe. I don't know how far through my life I am. But yeah, she was there. She's a rock. She's solid. She's a good girl. Treats me well. Then after that, I went for a little swim, played in the ocean, tape swim, get ready for the weekend. Felt on, so I decided to just play in the waves, have some fun, because this journey isn't about suffering. For any other athletes out there that think, oh, I've got to work hard, I've got to be in pain, I've got to be almost dead every day, I've got to just suffer. You don't. You simply don't. Unless you're someone that, like, you've got to push yourself and use discipline to get to the gym every day or get to training every day, then yes, you may have to suffer every day until that becomes a normal thing. But for me, I have to use discipline to actually take a day off. Yesterday was my last day off, but I went surfing and did a heap of things. It's actually hard for me to take downtime, is what I'm getting at. So if you're someone who, the idea for you to have 24 hours of no physical activity, if that's insane for you, you don't actually need to suffer at every session. But if you're someone who's like, oh, I could sleep in, I could just train tomorrow, I don't need to do this, oh, it's been 3 days since I last did exercise, you're probably someone that's going to need to get up at 4 o'clock, have a cold shower, get out the door and start training before you even open your phone or think. It's a sad consequence, but it's basically what I do, and I love it most of the time. Although I do love sleeping in and hanging out with Michaela a lot. And from 17th, I might not have a choice other than to just live life and not compete, not work. I might actually be free. I might actually get all the things I've been wishing and dreaming of and asking for. Oops, manifested this whole situation right here just so that I would have time off because I refuse to take time off to look after this and these. But it's where we're at. And also speaking of December 17th, after my little swim, we came back, had some food, hung out. Then we went up to a place just up from the Gold Coast to go walk around with just about 150,000 people who do not agree with a certain system putting a certain substance inside my own body, because I choose what I put in my body, what I choose what I do not put in my body, and I choose what I do with my body because it is my body and it is my choice. It is your body and your choice, and it is their body and it's their choice. I'm not saying you don't put things in your arm. I know a lot of people that do put things in their arm and are allowed to. I know a lot of people who do not want to put things in their arm and they're forced to. I know a lot of people that do want to put things in their arm and they're gladly paid for it. I don't care. I don't want anything going in my arm. Nothing is going to be injected inside of me, no matter what. If it doesn't grow like this, I don't want it in me. If I can't eat it and get it into me, if I can't drink it and get it into me naturally and it hasn't been processed to get to that state, it's not coming in me. I'm a whole food, organic, plant-based athlete. I don't put shit in my body that's not grown from the ground and watered and cleaned from the air. Unfortunately, there's a lot of things put in the air and the ground and the water that they subsequently fund and subsidize to feed us. Look at fast food. Oh no. I have no affiliation with Russell Brand. I wish I could. It'd be sick to make some good stuff with him. He's a mad dog. Check out his latest video on fast foods and phthalates. Phthalates. I don't know how to pronounce the word, but I know it's very toxic and I'm not going to consume any of it as much as possible. I do like a sneaky little vegan treat here and there, but only on the rare occasion. I am 99% organic whole foods. Anyway, we went and partied in the streets with a lot of people who are on the same page as me in a place a little bit further north of Gold Coast. to go fight for our right to choose what we put in our bodies, as well as you. You can still put what you want in your body, but we're not forcing you to. We're not telling you you have to. We're simply just saying, I don't want to, and you shouldn't take my job away. You can't take my family away. You should let me be able to go to this, go to that. Same things we've always been doing 2 years ago. The only thing that's changed from 2 years ago is there hasn't been a single case of the cold or flu. There hasn't been a single case of the cold or flu recorded. No influenza recorded since 2019. I wonder why that is. I could tell you a few reasons. I could tell you because most of us are too scared to go to a hospital because we've got a runny nose, because there's a thing going around that's apparently quite dangerous with a 99.8% survival rate. There's also another thing going around with a off cause of death. A possible little side effect is the end of your life. Which is not that one, and I don't want this one, but I'll rather take a 99.8% survival rate of a simple influenza variant rather than some toxic shit that's gone into my body that I didn't choose to put in my body because I want to keep a job that I don't actually like, to fund a business and life that I don't really actually need. I can just eat plants, drink from the sky, play in the ocean, run in the land, do all these cool things that I actually should be doing as a natural human being in the natural world. But unfortunately, it is not the natural world, and we are not natural human beings anymore because we are what we eat, and what we eat is poison. Boo! Truth bombs. Alright, so that was the day before. It was a bit of toll on the body. Honestly, I probably wouldn't have done that normally, but I am in a state where I am losing my job on December 17th. Apparently I'm not losing my job, I'm just not rostered on shifts anymore because we can't do that because we might get a fine. Or maybe you might get a fine. Maybe I might not be able to pay rent and have nowhere to live on Christmas. That might suck. Maybe I can't actually just go 5 kilometers down the road to see my parents because apparently there's a big border thing there that I got to cross. Didn't know that existed 2 years ago, but apparently it does now. When did we vote for that? I don't actually remember. Did we vote for that? Or did they just put that in there? Are we in a dictatorship? Are we a communist country? Is our government tyrannic? I don't know. Maybe I'll just search the hashtag natural immunity and see what pops. I can't. They blocked that. They're censoring our speech. They're saying what we can and can't search. Saying what we can and can't do. We're saying what jobs we can and can't do. We're saying what we do and cannot put in our bodies. Am I in North Korea? Or am I in North Korea? You tell me. You seem to be tracking me. There's a lot of yous that seem to be calling the old 000, reporting some crimes that apparently I'm committing for simply exercising and running within 5 kilometers of my own house. Just happen to live on a street where right there is a lot of people in blue and black shirts stopping cars, literally right there. I can literally throw a stone and hit one of their vehicles. That's a shame, isn't it? But anyway, it was a good day with some great people. It was a good vibe, get me motivated for a big weekend, especially being a bit on the tight of the money side, needed a bit extra cash. So basically I went into the race, aiming for one of these. Got some gold there, boy. Oh, yeah. Let me tell you how I got it. I ate vegan. I also train 20 to 30 hours a week, every week, as well as working part-time as a personal trainer, 15 to 10 hours a week, and casually as 15 to 20 hours a week at another job. I won't say the name because they're not going to roster me on any more shifts come 3 weeks' time. But, you know, I'll find something else to pay rent and pay for this light to be on and water these plants. Or maybe I'll just go live in the bush. Sounds pretty good to me. But we got up that morning. We had some Gardner Vegan Buddha bowls for the night before the race. Mickey made an amazing cashew cheese sauce. Oh my god. Some good stuff. It's like a smoky paprika plus... Oh. It's good shit. Anyway, we got up in the morning, I got straight out of bed, ripped my mouth tape off, went and had a cold shower, went to the toilet, came back, got all my things ready for the race, put it in the car, went to the toilet a few more times. Actually, I won't discuss how many times, but it's probably more than I got fingers. I don't know, I think it's something with peanut butter. I'm back on the peanut butter train. I took a few weeks, maybe months off peanut butter because I couldn't actually afford to get peanut butter. Now I'm back on it and it's like a bloating thing that pumps everything out of my belly and makes me quite Anyway, it all end up looking the same as the game in as it goes out. So that's what I'm putting it to. Yes, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. I'm expelling peanut butter. If you'd like some organic, clean, vegan raised, humanely produced peanut butter by moi, you're welcome. If you'd like the video, you can go. I'm not selling myself for that yet. Maybe it will involve some feet. We'll see. Stay tuned for more. Maybe a link somewhere. But we got to the race. I racked my bike and got everything set up, ready to go. Had another Cliff Bar about an hour before I needed to start. Did my little breathwork warm up. Dropped into the water. Did all that. When I got into the race start, I was feeling pretty good, pretty confident. I actually told Michaela before the race that I was going to lead from the start to the finish, and I actually did have a dream. After the confidence I got from Mr. Try, I was like, I think I can lead a swim leg. I had no idea who was racing. I didn't really care. I was just decided I'd find out who was on this side and who was on this side of the podium, because it's how I roll. Anyway, we got on the swim. I didn't know who was who, so I just decided to go from the front and see what happened. I did that. My speed taking off isn't the fastest, and I think that's where I lack a lot, because I end up overtaking a lot of the pack around that 300 meter mark usually in most ITU or pro races. And the start's shithouse, and I pretty much hold the same pace from the start to the end. So if you're with me from the start, hang on, because we're not dropping the pace, we're building as we go, and we're attacking that last 100 meters. And that's pretty much what I did. I just set out, I set into a great rhythm. I stayed focused the whole time, which is massive, because previous years ago, I was unable to stay focused the whole time, especially when leading a swim. It was alright on feet, because it was just like bubbles, where the bubbles go, on the bubbles. This time I had to stay focused, stay on, so I could try and fatigue the guys who were sitting on me and try and drop them if I could. And I pretty much did that. They were suffering the whole time sitting on my feet. We rounded the last turn, boy, I attacked. Less than 100 meters to go, maybe. Just was like, yeah, let's send it. Came out of the water like a bat out of hell. Just
awesome work, mate. Awesome work.
Straight into transition, grabbed my helmet, grabbed my bike. As soon as I took my bike off the rack, the rubber bands fell off, which hold the shoes in position so I can just leap on. Unfortunately, they fell off and I had to do a horrible So I do need some help on that, but I think it's nearly 99% mentally, not physically, because I've done it a few times. I've landed off the back of the seat, landed on the wheel. I've landed over the seat, landed on the top frame, on my... Not comfortable. I've landed on the seat, on my... a few times as well. Not comfortable, and now I'm just quite scared, to be honest. I'd rather take a couple of Jacksons jumping onto my bike than still be able to produce kids one day than not be able to do anything with downstairs. It's a lot more comfortable when they're not sore as well. Then we got onto the bike, straight into my Cliff Gel. I think it was chocolate to start with. Then 20 k's later I had a raspberry gel. I was still in the lead, still putting some hammer down. I think we averaged about 41.7 at this stage, because the start of the bike obviously is quite slow, running with the bike, jumping on, getting up to speed. 3 U-turns each lap, 5 laps, that's 15 U-turns over 40 kilometers. You can work out how long each straight is, because it's like 2.2 kilometers something, I don't know, quick math.
Thank you.
I had a mocha gel at 40 kilometers on the bike that contains 50 milligrams of caffeine of ready to go. That might be upsetting my belly a little bit, because the last few times I've tried that, my belly's been a bit I don't know, high. It's also, I think, because my belly gets sore, my diaphragm gets tired, I'm pushing myself, my back gets a bit sore as well. My posterior chain really struggles after these races. But we did good still. I came off the bike with 42 kilometer an hour average, in the lead by quite a bit. I opened a gap up, had a great T2, chucked my shoes on, grabbed my race belt, fixed my hair, checked the Garmin's going.
Do you want me to stand here?
Go, Trav! Good work, mate. Good work.
I don't really think anybody's going to come from that side anymore.
That's what it looks like right there. Took off on the run, quite comfortably, feeling quite good. And the rest is history, so they say. It's pretty much cruising. The first lap, I think I was averaging 3:23 pace.
Hey, Trav! Yay! Good stuff, bud. Go, buddy. Good ring.
I wasn't going to look down because I figured I didn't need to, and I looked down, I was like, oh, I feel like you're taking this too easy, Trav. And I looked down, I was like, yeah, no, keep this up. This is good. And then because I told myself that I'm keep this up, I didn't push to keep that speed up. I dropped it down. I think I was sitting on 328s, 327s for the second lap. And then the third lap, I actually picked it up again because I felt really good after having a citrus cliff gel at about 5-6 Ks into the run, and came good from that. And I was like, yeah, sweet as, let's go. And just kind of owned my shit, smiling, high-fiving, saying g'day to everyone, just having a good time out there, running a 33-minute 10K. Finished the race in 1:49 something.
Good work, Trav.
I'll add the photo or a little thing right here saying my time splits.
In a time of 1:49.41, a 18:50 swim, a 57:24 cycle, and a 33:27 run.
Basically, I smashed it. I did very similar time to what I did at Noosa, and it was all solo. Big thing between this race and Noosa is transition wasn't 3 minutes because we had to run almost a kilometre. It was pretty much like less than a minute, both transitions. That did save a lot because my swim was actually quicker than Robina. Robina's swim was quicker than Noosa. My bike was about 3 minutes slower than Noosa. I guess because Noosa's out and back. There is a hill, which I dominated, but there's also a downhill, which I hit 92 kilometers an hour on. So that was quick. Plus I had a pack of about 7 guys to work with, and they were powerhouses doing all the work for us. So that was great too. And in the run, I think I was about 20 seconds slow on the run. This time I was by myself, just having a tempo session, reminding myself of what it was like to do those longer tempo sessions pre-season. Pretty much holding it a little bit quicker than what I did for tempo session in the race, smiling, enjoying it. Whereas Noosa, I blew up trying to stay with Josh and all the boys. So it was good not to be sick before a race. Still had the same angry motivation of anti-government authorityness because of all the things. But I was stoked, really happy, really proud of myself to be able to actually go out, hold good pace by myself without being pushed, and actually use the opportunity to do what I say I am. I am who I say I am. I do what I say I do. Something. But yeah, happy days. Went to osteo after it. Tracy fixed me up, helped my body feel good. And we're in a little easy, reintroduce bike and run again today. Surfed yesterday, surfed again this morning. So it's pretty nice, just on the Mal. Just cruising, enjoying life. And see you in a couple of weeks for the Super Sprint race weekend. Don't even know who's entered that, but it's $1,000 for the win, and you betcha I'll be taking one of these bad boys home again. So, peace out. Thank you. Like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. Send me some money for sure. I'll accept it. Love ya.